Hello, my name is Svetlana Alvarez and I'm presenting my paper on the bacterium Shigella dysentery. As you can see in the picture, Shigella, the bacteria which are gram-negative, they don't produce spores, they are non-motile, they don't have capsules, and they are facultative anaerobes, and they are rod-shaped, which means they're bacilla, and they're capable of causing bacillary dysentery, which is called shigellosis in humans and other primates. Shigella was named after Kiyoshi Shiga, a Japanese scientist who first was able to isolate Shigella bacteria in 1896. The taxonomic classification of Shigella is as follows. It belongs to the kingdom of bacteria, the phylum of Proteobacteria, the class of Gamma Proteobacteria, the order of Enterobacteriales, the family of Enterobacteriaceae, and the genus Shigella. Nowadays, scientists recognize 4 species of Shigella, which are Shigella boydii, Shigella dysentery, Shigella flexneri, and Shigella sonei. And my paper is on Shigella dysentery species. It is of interest that Shigella sonei is the most common subgroup isolated in the United States, but it is not the most common type of Shigella. For example, in 2000, shigellosis had a prevalence of 85 cases per million people in the United States. Shigella dysentery has 12 serotypes, and it's the most widespread cause of dysentery in the world, especially in the third world countries where there's poor sanitation. Well, it's believed by scientists that 30% of all dysentery cases in the world are caused by Shigella dysentery. Shigella dysentery type 1, the serotype, is the cause of the most severe forms of shigellosis, predominantly in malnourished and weakened individuals with a compromised immune system. And often life-threatening complications are common. Shigellosis causes approximately 90 million cases of severe dysentery worldwide, with at least 100,000 deaths each year, mostly in young children in the developing countries. Shigellosis occurs only in primates. Other animals are not affected. It is spread mostly by direct contact through fecal-oral route. Indirect spread by contaminated food, water, and fomites is also common. And flies and cockroaches are usually serve as mechanical vectors by spreading the disease on their legs. And shigellosis produces little or no immunity, meaning that the people who overcome the disease can become sick again, sometimes many times. And Shigella are very resistant to the environment, and they easily survive the acidic juices of the stomach, which is why even as few as 100 bacterial cells can cause infection while ingested. It is especially common in younger children, elderly, and immunocompromised individuals. The ways to prevent shigellosis. The best way is thorough hand washing, hand hygiene. And the second way, especially important for people who travel to endemic countries, is avoiding non-purified drinking water and thoroughly washing food, like the vegetables, and avoiding contaminated food. The spread of bacteria usually begins in the large intestine. First symptoms develop 24 to 48 hours after consumption of contaminated water or food. Shigella bacteria have special virulence plasmids that allow them to invade intestinal epithelial cells, causing inflammation. Here is a colonoscopy image micrograph showing diffusely erythematous, means reddened mucosal surface with small ulcers. So that's what bacteria causes in the large intestine. It causes inflammation. Most common signs and symptoms include diarrhea containing blood, pus, and mucus. Also a general feeling of malaise, not feeling well, nausea, vomiting, and in serious cases continuous vomiting and diarrhea can cause dehydration and electrolyte imbalance. Complications. Shigella produces a very potent exotoxin called shigatoxin. It affects the host cells by disrupting their protein synthesis. It is so potent that the Department of Homeland Security considers it a potential bioterrorism agent. It can cause the so-called hemolytic uremic syndrome in 10% of shigellosis patients. It's characterized by red blood cell hemolysis, destruction, and acute kidney damage. The treatment of shigellosis is conservative. It includes bed rest and rehydration measures, means drinking Pedialyte and other fluids. Doctors do not recommend taking any antidiarrheal medications such as Lamotil or Imodium. And antibiotic treatment is reserved only for very severe cases of shigellosis. Antibiotics of choice are as follows. Here's just a few of them: ampicillin, Bactrim, azithromycin. And vaccination: currently no licensed vaccine targeting the species Shigella dysentery exists, although several vaccine candidates are in various stages of development. This concludes my presentation on Shigella dysentery. Thank you for listening.